For those fans of Kentucky bourbon and also scientific phenomenons, on Monday, April 8th, the solar eclipse is happening, and we're in the path of totality right here, Kentucky, Indiana. Actually, millions of people are, all the way from Texas to Maine. But there is one bourbon that has become the official total eclipse bourbon. That's Casey Jones. We're going to be tasting that here in a moment. Where are you going to be watching the eclipse from? And what are you going to be tasting? Maybe you're a cocktail bar making a special cocktail for the eclipse. Maybe you're just having some wonderful rare bourbons, because this only happens every so often, especially here in the USA. This won't happen again for another 20 years. And then it'll just be Montana, the Dakotas that you can watch it from in 2044. All right, so let's taste these two spirits that Casey Jones Distillery has created in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Hopkinsville is actually known as Eclipseville because it really was, in 2017, right at the center point of the eclipse world. Thousands of people went to the distillery. I'm sure thousands will be there on Monday. First of all, they made a moonshine that's 50% corn, 50% sugar, and I'm going to try their Total Eclipse moonshine. And I think the moonshine has to represent the moon, and the bourbon has to represent the sun. This has some really great sugars that are coming through, wonderful grain notes. Some beautiful grain creaminess. I get a little bit of that divinity candy. I get a little cotton candy note on this moonshine as well. This was released by the distillery and even includes viewing glasses. These are the viewing glasses that that are safe to view the sun with. Be very careful. Read all about what you're supposed to do, but if we wanted to do a blind tasting, this would be a blind tasting. This truly would be, because if you have these on and you're looking at anything else but the eclipse, you're probably not going to see anything. Do you like blind tastings? I like blind tastings. I like tastings in general, and I host tastings across the country. Go to bourbonblog.com if you want to learn about our tastings, our events, me coming to you, having some bourbon with you. All right, I'm having some bourbon with you right now. This is a bourbon that's at least 2 years old. The mash bill is 75% corn, 10% wheat, 10% rye, and 5% malted barley. This comes right out of Kentucky. And this really is a perfect pairing for the eclipse, or really for anything you're watching, outside, inside. I'm watching the sunset right here on the border of Indiana, Kentucky, and I can tell you that I'm getting butterscotch, I'm getting cinnamon, I'm getting a lot of great baking spices. And really, I kind of get a nice pie crust in this too, almost like a pecan pie crust. Whatever you choose to pair with the solar eclipse, have a safe one. There's going to be a lot of traffic. You already know this. If you're in an area where the totality is, you know there's a lot of traffic out there already. Just have fun, be safe, drive safely, don't drink and drive. If I could just get these to stay on. Ah.